everyone, this is Tipsy Tuesdays episode 4, and today we're going to be talking about blogging. So first off, a little bit about blogging. Every single business should be doing it. I know that everyone is probably like, no, don't do that. So the reason why you should blog is search engine optimization. So while you're blogging, Google thinks that your website is constantly updating when you post a blog post, and it makes your content more relative and you're easier to find in search, and it helps your SEO. All about SEO and another one to come, but this one's about blogging. So I started blogging with Narrative app. So if you haven't heard of it, it is amazing. It's essentially a blogging app that you can do everything all at once. So if you're hooked, if you have a WordPress website, it can actually post right to your website with a plugin. Everything else you can copy and paste a link into your website, and I think there's a couple other plugins as well. Unfortunately, at this time, it is only for Mac users. They are working on a PC version. So yeah, I'm gonna go through how I do a blog post, how it works, all the little tips and tricks. I was fortunate enough when I was in New Zealand to actually meet up with Rebecca from Narrative app. So she showed me everything in person, how to do it all, so I can show people, which is awesome. So if you do decide you're interested in Narrative app, you want to learn what it's all about, you can use code Brina15, BRINA 15, to save yourself 15% as well. Okay, let's do it. So I have pulled up a Narrative app in my computer here. So I'm going to go new post, which I've already done. And this one is going to be Nordic vow renewal. Becky and Sarah. So this shoot we actually did as part of Summer Slumber Retreat, which is a workshop I host. I'm trying to do it a few times a year where I just host a styled shoot for any past participants to come hang out, shoot, get creative. This one was in November, which was amazing. So I've selected my folder and it's preparing the images. While this is loading, I want to give a shout out to my husband, Tanner, who is my editor for all of this. Which is amazing because I would not be able to listen to myself talk over and over and over. So thank you for that. Cheers. He is doing all our video stuff this year, which is super cool. Okay, so back to Narrative. So here I have it open. So I'm going to show you a couple cool features. If you hit this green wand, I was like, what is that? If you hit this green wand, it's going to run auto layout wizard. So it's going to do 20 images. So if I hit that, it's going to put in the first 20 images. And then if I hit it again, it'll do the next 20. And you can keep doing that all the way until you're done if you want. Keep doing it. And now it's just auto placing everything, and then I can go in and change what I want to change, which I do love this feature. It is super, it just makes things so fast when you want to do a quick blog. So now that we have that, is great. And these are all GIFs, so they were at the top, but I'm gonna move them to the bottom. So I'm actually gonna get rid of those. And then what I'm doing here is I'm clicking and I'm dragging, and I'm gonna put this one beside this one. So see where that blue line is where this is going to end up going. So we can do that, and then if I want another one, I just click and drag it again, blue line. And then for whatever reason, if I want it out, this big blue line means it's gonna go like in between the two. And when it's like, it shows where it's gonna go, okay, it's gonna go there, it's gonna go there, it's gonna go there. Probably take that one out actually. And I want this one up there. So just drag and drop, perfect. And then some close-up details, and I actually like this one better than this one. So I just dragged it and put it over top, and it's actually switching them. And then I click this one, I don't want it anymore, I hit delete. Perfect, delete. Okay, if you need to resize it at all, you can double click on the photo, and these little like squares come up here, see this? So double click, and then you can drag it. So if I want to crop it, so this is going to make it more zoomed in. So when I let go, and then it's going to make it like that. Okay, double click. Now I want to make it smaller, so I'm going to drag it in. And let's say I want to do some like funky layouts. I'm going to put it like that, enter, and now this is going to be a white square around it, or whatever the background of your website actually is. So you can actually do some like super funky, you know, I want it like that, and then I want this one like that, but I want it in the middle. You can click and drag it. So you can actually make some like super fun layouts if you do have a different kind of blogging style that you use, or you don't normally, but now you want to because you're like, heck yeah, I can. Okay, so they're back to normal now. Perfect. Okay, so you can also change the spacing, how far apart they are, all that stuff. If we go over to here, this is the padding here. So if you want them further apart on all of them or just some, you can change this. So everything is like very, very customizable, which is awesome. And then let's continue down here. Okay, so those GIF files I talked about, they are just in the same folder as this, and now I can actually like click and drag them in. So I'm almost at the spot where I want a GIF. Drag that one there. Perfect. Okay, so here, this is where I want that GIF file. So now I'm going to click it from the sidebar and drag it in. Perfect. So I have it here. So now this will play as a GIF file. When you have your blog, it'll actually like go right into it and play, which is super fun. Then I'm going to continue on. These two I want side by side. Perfect. Beautiful. I love those. I actually want this one beside this one because it's so like sassy. And then if I double click on any, it's automatically going to go at the bottom. So if you just double click, it'll add to the bottom. So for right now, I want to add these GIFs. So I'm double clicking, adding that to the bottom. I'm going to get rid of that one. Okay, so I have this blog post how I want it. Now I want to do everything in here. I don't want to have to edit it in my WordPress page, so I'm going to add a block. So there's 3 different blocks you can do. This one's a text block. This one is a blank spacer, so if you want to space things apart, you can drag that in, and then there's a download button. So you can actually send this as well to your clients, send the link to the blog, and they can download like their full sneak peek from there too, which is actually really awesome. So I'm going to put in a text box. And in here is where I'm going to put in my text about the shoot, the vendors. So Fabulosity did the florals. They're freaking amazing. Jars of Clay Calligraphy did the signs. And then actually the models, Rebecca, right here, this cutie, is actually a really talented photographer as well. So I'm going to link her in there. Her Instagram is the Rebecca Frank if you want to check her out. And then I'm going to tag Summer Slumber Retreat as well, because that was the workshop the styled shoot for that workshop. Okay, so yeah, if I wanted to add a blank square, we can do that there. A download button, you can use that there. And then the nice thing about this too is all of this text, once you are typing it out, example text, when you publish it, it's going to match whatever is in your website. So it'll match all your fonts and all your colors and all that good stuff. So let's talk about editing the text. So if you want to edit the text, you have to click on the text box, and then over here you have all your options to change, to hyperlink, italics, bold, all that stuff, and then you can type all that in there, and then you can go center, left, right, whatever. I like all my stuff center. Perfect. Okay, let's go back to this little main page here. So here we have the blog title. It tells us how many images we've used, how many we've imported. Then here's where we're going to put our meta description. So I'm going to type about the session. I'm going to make sure to use my keywords in this meta description. Then we have social media. So I want to include Pinterest buttons on mine, small top left, perfect. I don't put Facebook comments on my blog, but if you wanted to, that's where you put them. Layout animation. So layout animation, I'll show you an example when I actually publish the blog, but it means that it's fading while it's kind of loading. So as you're scrolling, the pictures are fading in. I actually think it looks really nice. I really like it, but you have the option to take it on or off. And then Lightbox. So enabling Lightbox means that when someone clicks on an image, they can just scroll over and see the whole blog post that way. Instead of scrolling down, it actually makes the images bigger. So that's awesome. Perfect. So that's all of that. Let's go into properties. So properties will be empty until you click on a block. So here it's asking for my keywords. If there's an image hyperlink, you'd put it here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all. So you can do that by Command A, and then I just Command unselect this text box because I don't want that in there, and then my image keywords. So this is what you want your keywords to be. You can change them per image, you can have them all the same. Super easy and fast to do them all at once. So image keywords, mine is going to be Nordic vow renewal. Summer slumber retreat. Perfect. So now that's on every single photo. I don't have to go and copy and paste. It's on all of them, which I love. And then this is where you're going to put your keyword. So your keyword for your blog. So whether that be the location or the session, whatever it's going to be, you're going to put your keywords in here. And then down here, when you see it's going to, that's my website, and I can put it under different topics. So I'm going to put this one under wedding. And then I have publish as draft ticked off, but I'm actually going to untick it for this one just to show you. So we can publish it right to the site and we can go to it. So if you want to change your size of anything, you want to zoom out and see more, you want to zoom in and see really, really close, you can do that up here. If at any time you want to change blogs, these are all different blogs I've done. You just hit that button at the top and we can go back into it, double click. If you want to change the name and settings and stuff after, you can export it, duplicate it, rename, or delete it right there. Go back into it. And then here, obviously, you want to make these bigger or smaller to be able to see them. You can do that as well. Now, the other really cool thing is if I have this in, I'm like, oh, actually, you know what? I want to actually have this in black and white. I can go back to Lightroom, change it to black and white, export it back to this folder, and it's going to automatically update. I don't have to take this picture out and put in the new black and white one. As long as it's in this folder, it will automatically update there. So we can cut back in now. Okay, so I have all my text that I want there, and I've linked everything, all the vendors that were involved. The officiant, multi-talented husband, Tanner, unofficial officiant. He'll be editing this video right now, just like shaking his head at me. Okay, so we have that. Now I'm going to hit publish. Yeah, so I hit publish blog, which was right here. I have all my links and vendors tagged there. So now we are going to visit page. And here it is. So it shows it, see how the fonts all matched my site to what it is. There's that Pinterest button in the top left. And if you need to learn a little bit more about Pinterest, I do have an online course. I'll link in the comments. It is a secret power of SEO as well. So see here how when I'm scrolling, you can see it like fading in the bottom. That's what I was talking about. When you click this layout animation, that's what that does. Okay, and then let's go back. Now, if I click on one of these, I can actually go side to side and see all the pictures in the blog, which is super cool and so nice. And then, yeah, so that is all done. And then the other thing you'll notice, all your SEO and everything is going to be done through narrative now. So if you have Yoast on your WordPress blog, it's going to say like, oh, you're not doing very well, but narrative actually overrides it all. So that's awesome. And then, yeah, the only other thing that I would say again is this download box. So you can send that to your clients and they can actually download this whole blog post from there. So if you want to use that as your sneak peek, you totally can do that. So if you're not blogging, you should be blogging. If you don't know what to blog about, just look up some things related to your industry. Oh, right. Backpedal. Okay, so we're gonna get out of here and then we're gonna scroll down to where I had those GIFs and they're automatically playing and they're sized the same as all my photos because narrative actually resizes your stuff as well. that is blogging with Narrative app. So if you love it and you want to try it out, use my code Brina15. Check it out. Save yourself some money. And again, yeah, if you like this, you want to keep seeing my stuff, subscribing really, really helps me. So please do that. Cheers.